Hey guys, Rivers here with Tech Connect and some cool tech. Today I want to show you some of the basic gear for getting started on a YouTube channel. So I'm going to assume that you're going to use a smartphone, and I've got all these accessories here that will go with smartphones or cameras. I'll have links to all of them in the video description down below. So let's go ahead and get started. First, a little background on me. I've been doing YouTube videos for about 4 years now. I built a whole little production studio here using nicer cameras, but I started out just with a basic camera and went up from there. And I have, on Tech Connect, I have over 50,000 subscribers now doing video reviews of hardware and cameras and smartphones and media players and things like that. All right, first up is a tripod. This is the #1 most important thing to get when you're starting to do a YouTube channel. Hand-holding the camera, first of all, you need your hands free a lot of times. Second of all, it just doesn't look as good for the people. So get a tripod. You can get one for like 50 bucks or even less sometimes, but here's a couple things that you really need to look for. First off, it needs to have a quick release plate. So you take this off, attach it to your camera, then you can just pop the camera in and close this lever and go every time. That's #1. I would not even get a tripod if it only has the screw-on head on the top. Second is a smooth panning head. So this guy, it's called a video fluid head a lot of times, and it's got like a honey kind of oil inside of there that makes it nice and smooth. So when you start, it doesn't jerk when you start. And it has some like drag when you're moving it. So the fluid head's pretty important, not as important as a quick release plate, that's #1, but the smooth fluid head is pretty important. And then this one also has a little bubble level, which is nice to have, and it's light so I can pack it in a backpack. So that's the first most important thing, is a medium-sized tripod. So I have a friend who's starting out a YouTube channel. It's about cooking and food and things like that. And she's been doing it for a little while, but I think for her to take it to the next level, she needs a little bit of a gear upgrade. And that's why I would highly recommend one of these little mini tripods for her, and also a mount for her phone. She's shooting it on her iPhone. So I've got this little mount by Square Jelly, and I'll have a link to it in the description below. But basically you can just put it onto any tripod. You can put it on the quick release plate also if you want to. And then just about any phone will pop in here. Just pop it in like that, and you're ready to go. Then I can just put the legs down like this. I push this button like this, and I move it anywhere I want. When I let go of the button, it's frozen in place here. So, works really good, especially for something where she was going to be doing cooking. You can just put it down like this, looking right at the food, and it's totally still, and she has both hands free to work on the video. Okay, another thing that I would recommend is getting a decent selfie stick, one with a tripod thread screw on the bottom, so you can mount it to a little tripod. So like I can put this tripod on here. You can also take this tripod, set it on the floor, and extend it up as high as you want. So you've got a quick little tripod that's easy to carry around with you. I use this setup all the time for my 360-degree camera. Now, I recommend something a little bit bigger, especially if you're going to be using something like a bigger camera, DSLR camcorder. There's this bigger version of it. It costs a little bit more, but it's more adjustable. Like the legs can go out like this. They can also go either this angle, or they can go all the way flat. So if you want to get closer to the ground, like I was taking a video of a beach and I wanted to get really close to the ground, and this helped me with that. And it makes it more stable because it's got the legs out further. And then I've got a larger Square Jelly stand on here, which I can put a tablet into. So this tablet, you know, if you want a video with a tablet, you could do it. I use this a lot of times to monitor my video. I can have the screen of the camera appear on the tablet, and that's kind of helpful. But this guy here works great with bigger cameras, or it just has more adjustments. It has a knob instead of the button, but you can push it straight down. The other one can't go all the way down, it can only go about this far, and then it can hold more weight. Okay, another very important part of the video is the audio. People don't notice it unless it's bad. Then they just hate your video if you have bad audio. So I recommend getting something like this little shotgun mic right here from Rode. This is the Rode Videomic Me, and what it does is it actually plugs right into the microphone hole. You can tighten it up with this little piece of rubber on the back, and now you've got a shotgun mic. It's going to screen out all the noise on the sides and only get what's directly in front of it. You could also put it in this way if you want to. Film this way if you're getting people who are talking, especially when there's a lot of background noise or people talking on the sides, and it'll get mainly the person in front of you. Also, when you're filming outside and it's windy, you'll get a lot of problems with wind noise, but luckily the Rode Videomic Me comes with this windsock. Put it on here when you're filming outside, and it really cuts down the wind noise. Like, it does a super good job. So I'd highly recommend using it whenever there's any wind outside. Also, a lot of times you're going to want to do a voiceover or narration, and that's why I recommend something like this blue Snowball right here. This is a USB powered microphone, so it sounds really good, and it's under $50. It does a really good job. I'd highly recommend something like this also when you're ready to do some voiceover or narration. And finally, probably one of the most important things also is the program you edit in. So if you have a Mac, a lot of people use iMovie, which is great, but if you're using Windows, I highly recommend Corel Videostudio X9 Ultimate. It's super easy to use, and it's fairly powerful. It can do quite a few different effects and transitions and things like that, and it supports a lot of different formats. That's probably the key also. The Ultimate gives you motion tracking, it gives you stabilization, which is really important, and then it gives you a whole bunch of extra transitions and stuff that are really cool. So highly recommend the Ultimate for a couple bucks more. X9 also has a really good feature that can work on older, slower computers or laptops called Smart Proxy. Basically what it does is say you have a 4K clip, so it's panning really slow, it's just every frame and you can't really see a smooth video. It'll create a smaller resolution video clip that you can work with while you're editing, then it will render it out in the higher resolution mode. So that's one of the key reasons I recommend X9. Now there is a free version of Corel X9 that you can download and learn and run, and it'll work for a month for you, but if you're actually going to buy it, I'd highly recommend getting the CD. Because A, if you get the Ultimate version, it has a couple discs, so it's a lot of stuff to download. B, if you ever lose the serial number on the one you bought on the internet, it's kind of hard to get it back. And C, you've just got the physical disc, you could sell it and things like that. So highly recommend it. I'll put a link to it in the video description below. Alright, I hope this gives you some valuable information for taking your YouTube channel to the next level. Remember, I'll have links to all this hardware in the video description down below. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, aloha.